Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining us now is Ojy Okpe with stories on what's trending around the world. Hello,
Good
Ojy.
morning, Leila. How are you?
Great. You?
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Yes.
Hi. All right, well, let's begin what's trending today with an exciting news in sports. Last night in Egypt, Nigeria's Super Eagles knocked out and eliminated South Africa's Bafana and made it into the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations with a 2-1 win settled by a dramatic goal by William Troost Ekong in the final minute. The game started slowly before Samuel Chukwueze's opener in the 27th minute, which made him an instant favorite on social media. The Super Eagles will face the winners of Thursday's Ivory Coast and Algeria game for a place in the final. Okay, social media was a buzz yesterday.
It was a brilliant
Congratulations to our boys.
I was just so excited when the commentator called Chukwueze's name. It was like so on point, Chukwueze, and everyone was on social media just tweeting. And he's only 20 years old, and he's such a star. Yes, he is.
Congratulations to the team. I think it's very exciting to see Nigeria going into the semi-finals.
Yeah.
As it is now, we have Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Nigeria qualifying for the semi-finals. And Nigeria has been in the finals about 19 times, and we've won only 3 times. So we're hoping that this time around they would triumph in the semi-finals and also go to the finals. Now, some people were very skeptical when Nigeria lost 2-0 to Madagascar.
Okay.
And, you have Segun Odegbami, the national icon, sports icon, saying that, if he were to be the head of the NFF, he will fire, Gernot Rohr, the coach. He said the coach was too disinterested, he wasn't showing enough passion and commitment, and he was very skeptical about this particular coach being able to take, the Super Eagles far. But, yesterday we saw a different kind of approach in terms of strategy. I mean, he brought in Samuel Chukwueze, who, made the difference.
Yes.
What's his name? Mikel Obi was not even in the starting line. He didn't show up at the end of the day. But Ekong, Williams Ekong, Chukwueze, Ndidi, is that his name?
Yeah, but I think Obi could have added...
They managed to make a difference.
And a sense of calm in the second half. A sense of calm in the second half for sure. I think he should have brought him on in that second half.
Everyone was just so nervous.
Yeah, we needed him there then. But aside from that, I think that was a great play. I think that was a great starting team.
Well, I don't want to comment on team selection because I have often argued that in Nigeria, everybody is a football coach. Because when you review Nigerian football or you are watching a football match, somebody will say, oh, try 4-4-2. Oh, what's wrong with this coach? But I think it shows the Nigerian passion for soccer.
Questions even raised about the inclusion of Mikel Obi in the first case, you recall. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations to the Super Eagles.
Musa provided good leadership.
Right.
I think he also needs to be specifically congratulated.
But there were so many points yesterday where I was watching and I'm like, why did you just try and assist that? You should have just shot that and at least given the attempt.
Yes,
I think he...
Good job. Good job. Well, more news on sports. Over to the U.S., where the women's national team celebrated their victory at the World Cup with a vibrant parade on the streets of New York. The women's team star Megan Rapinoe, who has been vocal about equal pay for the team and standing up against President Donald Trump, closed out the victory rally with a moving speech in front of New York City's City Hall.
This is my charge to everyone. We have to be better. We have to love more, hate less. We got to listen more and talk less. We got to know that this is everybody's responsibility. Every single person here. Every single person who's not here. Every single person who doesn't want to be here. Every single person who agrees and doesn't agree. It's our responsibility to make this world a better place.
I love her. She's
She's such a force, Megan Rapinoe.
She is.
But what I find really bizarre is that she gave that really rousing speech, and some people are taking umbrage with the swear word. I wouldn't say messed it up. I think that's missing the entire point because we need to focus on the message and not major in the minor.
But also know that she's supposed to be a role model. There were a lot of kids there, and we have to be careful when you come out there.
But I just don't. I don't understand why the message is being lost because of that one expletive.
Well,
that's why
I agree with Tundon because the point she made, Megan Rapinoe, about we can do better is a very good point. her point about let's love more and hate less, it's also a very good point.
Yes.
And then she showed a lot of grace rather than either arrogance or, disrespect. Because when the president of the U.S. Football Federation now came to speak, the gentleman was heckled, he was booed. The audience was saying, Okpe, Okpe.
Exactly.
And he also made the mistake of mispronouncing
her name.
Megan Rapinoe's name. And then when she spoke after him, she just told him, look, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Every man in the public eye gets heckled, gets booed.
My dear Ruben, she's
and
negotiating for her equal pay right there.
And then in any case, she made a point that she has kept her own part of the bargain.
Yes.
Because President Trump had said, look, go and win first. So she rubbed it in and said, look, I've kept my own part of the bargain.
Right.
But whether President Trump keeps his own part of the bargain or not, I think that the U.S. National Women team has done excellently well.
Yeah.
2 victories in 4 years. And I think that is really commendable.
I love her. I think she's brilliant. Yeah.
She's such a role model. Well, still in the U.S., with the ongoing investigation of billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein, who is in jail right now on 2 counts of sex trafficking, just barely 2 days after he was indicted, a 32-year-old woman, Jennifer Arrows, who says she was recruited to give Epstein's massages as a high school teenager, has alleged that Epstein raped her when she was just 15 years old.
He raped you?
Yeah, no, he raped me.
No question in your mind, he knew you did not want that to happen.
Oh, yeah. No, he definitely, yeah. There was no way. I was like, I don't want to say I was screaming or anything of that nature, but I was terrified and I was telling him to stop. Please stop, If I wasn't afraid to come forward sooner, then maybe he wouldn't have done it to other girls. I feel really guilty. To this day, I feel really guilty.
We talked about this earlier with Acosta's refusal to apologize and his disgraceful victim blaming. This, for me, was a perversion of justice 10 years ago. And I'm glad that there's a chance to revisit this conviction. He needs to be in jail. Because what happened was that he got
How would they have left a sex offender roam about in the
rich.
US?
Because he's rich.
In this particular case, this one woman, her story is not different from the other stories that happened in 2008.
Yes, he's a highly connected billionaire. Yeah. He got away with murder. He didn't even go to a regular jail. He was locked up in some county jail. Not apart from that, he was given a workday release. It's 12 hours a day out of the prison for 6 days a week. He'll now go back and sleep in jail. He did not have to be on the sex offenders register because his friends were
registered.
Then, but it wasn't. What was the miscarriage? Yes, his victims. It wasn't run by his victims. This plea deal, this sweetheart deal. Right. His victims had no idea. They had no chance to protest because he's really highly placed. I mean, even Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, the Queen of England's third child, was implicated in this Epstein sex trafficking ring. Yeah. He's been regularly photographed to Donald Trump, Bill Clinton. He knows everybody there is to know. This is why.
Since you brought up the Acosta case, the Labour Secretary Acosta, his defense is that at that time, it was a different time. Many people did not even understand the issues that were involved. Many of the victims, were reluctant to come forward, and if they came forward, he in his position as a state attorney in Miami thought that, these victims could even be taken advantage of at the end of the day, and that it was not his decision how, he was treated in the counting facility where he was supposed to spend 13 months, 18 months. At the end of the day, Epstein spent only 13 months and all of those privileges that you have outlined. And he made the point that the Me Too movement had not developed in 2008. And what has brought, just a moment, what has brought all of this into the front burner is the Me Too movement now. When people accuse anyone of sexual assault, either aggravated or willful, immediately the public takes it up. And you find that the victim now has better protection under the law. But where the issue is the point you made, that other victims, other persons who are similarly accused at the time, were jailed.
Yes.
You know, they were prosecuted with greater diligence than Epstein. You know, so that's where you have the point that it's because of his privileged position that he was probably treated lightly. And that's why, you know, Nancy Pelosi and other lawmakers are saying that the honorable thing for Acosta to do is to step down. Of course, you know, rape is condemnable, either it's in the United States or in Nigeria.
So this one woman, she was recruited when she was 14 years old, and so she's going to file an application, a petition right now, I guess. It's going to be in, I think, August 14th. That's when she's allowed to file for it.
You know, the process has started, and they are looking for the recruiter.
Yes, they're looking for the recruiter, which it's so sad. It's so horrific.
I remember reading this thing in Vanity Fair about this man's practices and the kind of household names he used to entertain on yachts and what have you, and have children come and massage these grown men. I mean, it's just revolting.
Although Jennifer Harrow said at the time she was 14 and she used to wear, you know, what do you call it, 90s or something to go and see the man, and that she didn't know any better. And that even when it occurred to her, you know, when the man forced her to, you know, have sex with him, that she didn't even know that it was a serious matter.
No, but
she didn't go back, and it was later, you know, that it became an issue.
You were going to say something.
Even if she knew and she was going there to see him naked, it is no ground for him to rape her. It doesn't. There is nothing that stands. Rape is rape. She was a child.
And the Vanity Fair expose was in 2007 or 8, I believe, before the Me Too movement. So these acts have always been reprehensible.
Exactly.
So this Acosta's defense is weak at best.
Very weak. I really feel bad. But I'm happy that she was bold enough to come out and talk about it. And I hope that more people will keep talking about it as well.
And Epstein will not escape because of his status.
Right. Well, let's take a story under entertainment. Grammy Award-winning musician Beyonce has released a song featuring lyrics in Swahili, one of Africa's more widely spoken languages. The song, entitled Spirit, is part of a soundtrack to Disney's new version of the classic movie Lion King. Beyonce, who is also featured in the movie, collaborated with several African producers to produce a new album which features the song. The album is set to be released on July 19th, the same day as the movie. The original Lion King movie also popularized the Swahili phrase Hakuna Matata, which can be translated as no worries. Completely amazing. I am so...
Kiswahili is popular with American singers, from Michael Jackson. Remember Liberian girl, he had Kiswahili.
Right.
Even Nas, my favorite rapper.
Is that really?
I love Nas.
Well, it seems to me that one point that we can make is how, you know, Beyonce and some other artists in the United States have been looking back at Africa.
Yes.
The other time it was a hairstyle that was the issue, you know, African hairstyle. Another time it was a, you know, attire, you know, with African fabric. At another time it was the introduction of talking drum into a concert. And she's not the only one who is doing this. So we keep getting, you know, this acknowledgement of the importance of Africa. Either it's with Beyonce or with Netflix.
Right. I'm happy that, you know, Africa, everyone is now looking into Africa, like you rightly said, for inspiration.
Big continent, big market, rich culture.
I just can't wait to see the new Lion King.
Me too. Chiwetel Ejiofor is in there too, so I'm so excited. Yes, Asta. Really excited about that.
Thank you very much. Ojy Okpe.
I know that she was dying to say that.